At 99 years old, he still dances, not in memory or archival footage, but in the living world, where most of the people who shaped him are gone and the genre he perfected feels quietly forgotten. He walks into rooms and makes them warmer simply by being present. Yet, the man the world thinks it knows and the man who actually lived this life are distinct. Behind that radiant smile, the one that made millions feel comforted, was a childhood built on silence, a career marked by rejection, battles with addiction, and a love that could not survive the wreckage. Childhood in West Plains. He was born on December 13, 1925, in a small Missouri town where dreams seem distant and horizons unchanging. His father, a charming traveling salesman, was often absent, while his mother held the household together quietly, providing stability without abundant warmth. Alongside a younger brother, he grew up in a home functional, yet emotionally sparse. There were no dramatic conflicts, only a persistent distance. What was missing was subtle, almost invisible, yet deeply felt. In retrospect, he recognized that his early life lacked affirmation, praise, and affection. The small elements that teach a child they are inherently worthy. The salvation of performance. From an early age, performance became his refuge. A perfectly timed face, an exaggerated stumble, or a mimicry could close the distance in his home and make him feel seen. He idolized silent film comedians, studying Stan Laurel and Oliver Hardy with the intensity of a craftsman. Comedy, he learned, was architecture, precise, patient, and unforgiving of mistakes. By age 11, he was already thinking about timing, physicality, and audience connection. The stage was not just a dream, it was a necessity. It was where he existed fully, where his worth could be acknowledged beyond the quiet gaps of home life. War and early service. In 1944, at 18, he was drafted into the United States Army Air Forces. He had hoped to become a pilot, but a physical exam grounded him. Instead, he served as a radio operator and later as a staff sergeant, entertaining troops stateside. These were not heroic battlefield moments, yet they were formative. He realized that performance was never frivolous. Making people laugh in fear and uncertainty was essential. It was sustenance. Returning home in 1946, he had no money, no connections, and no formal training, only an unshakable certainty that he belonged in front of an audience. That conviction would guide him through years of struggle. The struggle before fame. The late 1940s and early 1950s tested him. He tried radio announcing in Atlanta, Georgia, and was quickly let go. He formed a comedy duo, performing in small clubs and Air Force bases, often to indifferent audiences. Bookings were scarce, pay was thin, and cities came and went like rumors he chased but never caught. Each failure, each rejection could have ended him. Instead, he persisted, honing his craft in the quiet, incremental ways that few outside the entertainment world can understand. Every stumble on stage, every moment of uncertainty was preparation for the success that eventually would follow. Television breakthrough. Eventually, his persistence paid off. Television became the medium where his combination of verbal precision, physical comedy, and warmth could shine. He worked tirelessly, sometimes enduring years of no before a yes appeared. Once it did, he transformed American households. Audiences didn't just laugh, they felt safe, uplifted, and seen. His performances were meticulously crafted, yet infused with human generosity. Each gesture, each expression communicated not only humor but compassion, bridging the distance he had known as a child. Through television, he was finally recognized not just as a comedian, but as a presence that made people feel fundamentally good. Personal challenges. Behind the laughter, life was complex. He battled addiction, experienced public and private setbacks, and endured a marriage that ultimately
pressures around him. The contrast between his joyful performance and private struggle was stark. Performing joy required immense resilience, and the cost was often He faced moments where the life he built teetered on collapse, yet he continued. The stage, the set, the lights, they were never just work, they were his means of survival, the oxygen he needed to navigate a world that had repeatedly tested him. Loss and endurance. Over decades, he outlived colleagues, friends, and the conventional wisdom of the entertainment industry. Icons and mentors faded, audiences shifted, and genres evolved, yet he endured. His resilience was quiet, unheralded, and continuous. Fame did not shield him from loss, nor did it simplify reinvention. He rebuilt himself after setbacks, not with external assistance, but through determination and self-understanding. The cumulative weight of loss, rejection, and personal hardship could have ended his career, yet it instead deepened his craft and humanized his performances, making them richer, more authentic, and profoundly enduring. Legacy in performance. His work persists because it contained a rare quality: the performer giving himself entirely without calcula. Technical precision and cultural significance cannot manufacture that level of authenticity. Children continue to encounter his performances, parents introduce them anew, and comedians study his timing, warmth, and physicality. He did not simply perform, he created connections. Audiences admired him, yes, but they loved him because his joy was genuine, messy, and human. In a world increasingly defined by irony and sophistication, his commitment to unfiltered warmth remains a model for what performance can truly achieve. Rediscovered love. In later years, after decades of searching and rebuilding, he discovered a form of love he had long missed. At 86, he found companionship and warmth, proving that the human capacity for connection can emerge even in life's twilight. This personal renewal complemented his professional legacy, reminding the world that human experience cannot be measured solely by career or accolades. Joy, it turned out, was not a reward, but a practice, an active, persistent choice. Even in solitude or struggle, he continued to give, to move, and to bring warmth to the spaces he occupied. Reflections. At 99. At 99, with the ocean nearby and a life behind him that contains more than most could imagine, he continues to move. His story is not a highlights reel or a simplified biography, but a portrait of complexity, resilience, and generosity. Every stage, every screen, every laugh carried the imprint of a man who understood deeply what it meant to be seen, to connect, and to survive. In doing so, he left a legacy that is timeless, not in awards or records, but in the way he made others feel alive, present, and understood. The practice of joy. His life teaches that joy is not a consequence, but a commitment. It is practiced daily, imperfectly, and often against adversity. It is not for applause or recognition, but for the simple act of warming a room, lifting a moment, and being fully present. Even in the face of rejection, personal loss, or the passage of time, he never stopped trying. At 99, the fact that he continues to dance, to perform, and to connect is his most eloquent statement. In a world that measures success narrowly, his enduring commitment to joy, authenticity,